It's a great movie weekend for us around southern Colorado, an indoor movie weekend, because we are going to see lots of snow as we go through both the day today and also throughout the second half of the weekend on our Sunday. As we look at what's happening right now, Sweet Road in Peyton, 24 degrees the current temperature, and yeah, it snowed here in northeastern portions of El Paso County. Skyscan satellite and radar shows that the snow that's currently flying, you can see that the bulk of the snow is in El Paso County and off into Lincoln and Elbert counties as well. For the most part, though, that's pretty much the only game in town. There is also some snow as you head into the high country off to the west and southwest of Pueblo, which is indicated right here as you look at what's happening along Interstate 25. Notice, though, most of that is not moving, so that tells us that most of what you're seeing here on your screen is not real. There is some real snow, though, between Pueblo and over towards Colorado City and Walsenburg. As we've gone through the last half hour, it's begun to cross the interstate, and that'll continue to push its way off to the southeast. The Skycast, the projected satellite and radar. This tells us what the model's thinking as we go through the next couple of days in terms of the snow. The model thinks there's going to be a whole bunch of it as we go through the rest of the afternoon. Some of this could mix in with some rain at times, especially in areas off to the east and southeast of Pueblo, where temperatures will be somewhat warmer. Highs there are going to be sitting in the middle 40s. Then, as you go through 6 o'clock, the cold air begins to make its way into the region from the northwest, and by that point, just about everyone is seeing snow. That'll really be the case on early Sunday morning. The heaviest snow at that point will be over towards the Kansas line between Burlington and Lamar, and over towards Springfield as well. And then by 8 o'clock, it really becomes widespread, all this snow does. And that will continue to fly as we go through the rest of our Sunday morning into our Sunday afternoon, with the heaviest snows being off to the west of I-25 over towards the Wets and Sangres. But watch out, too, as you head into portions of Teller County, especially on top of Pikes Peak, where there will be heavy amounts of snow. Also, northern El Paso County will be one of those places that will see the heavier snows. High accumulations are possible, especially up in the high country, off to the west of the Springs, and also off to the west of Pueblo and Walsenburg. Messy commutes are going to take us through not only Monday morning, but also Tuesday morning. You see all this snow that is flying across Interstate 25 and across all the big highways, Highway 24, Highway 50, Highway 160, you name it. Just about everyone's going to get in on the snow as we go through the next day or so. Skycast snow totals are going to be fairly impressive early on off to the northeast. We've seen that on our radar. This is where the bulk of the snow is currently flying, so not surprisingly, Skycast wants to paint the heaviest amounts of snow here early on, but then it becomes more widespread as we go through our Sunday and into our Monday morning. Zooming it in now to portions of El Paso and Teller County first to give you an idea of what's going to be flying here. More than a foot is indicated by the areas inside of the dark purple. That's 6 to 12 inches in the dark purple. Light purples are 3 to 6 inches. Whites are 1 to 3. And as you can see, there's a widespread area of more than a foot. This is too large, this area is, but there will still be some isolated pockets that will see more than a foot in Teller County and also into the Wets and Sangres, which is indicated here on your screen. Down towards the New Mexico line we go again as you head into the mountains west of Walsenburg, Aguilar, and off to the northwest of Trinidad towards the Raton Mesa. There will be some pretty high totals as well. And in the southeastern plains, the totals will be somewhat less, but will be good enough. It'd be nice to see some heavy snow there because, of course, we need the moisture. Brakes Plus Camera, Raton Pass, 28 degrees the current temperature. Watch out for heavy, significant travel impacts with heavy snow covering the highways and byways all around the region. Highs today sitting in the 30s and 40s. That's why we'll see some rain in the southeastern portion of the state. And as we look at the rest of the 7-day forecast, temperatures fall off significantly tomorrow, only sitting in the middle teens. Then we do rebound to the lower to middle 40s later on. Pueblo, 7-day forecast for you. High temperature only 21 tomorrow. Drop to 9 on Monday morning. Then readings rebound to the middle 40s Tuesday and Wednesday. Canyon City will be in the upper 30s today, right around 20 tomorrow. Then it's lower to middle 40s Tuesday and Wednesday, with more rain and snow expected, by the way. Late in the forecast is another storm system comes into the region. So just like the Northeast, it'll be our turn to get storm after storm after storm, at least storm after storm, as we go through the 7-day forecast.
Ooh, quite the forecast. You popular out there walking around?
I'm not walking around anywhere today. I don't think a lot of people will be.
Yeah, and
especially later on.
And you were saying tomorrow you're going to have to bring in some extra lunch because you are not going to be leaving the studio tomorrow.
No, we'll be tracking the storm all throughout the weekend.
Camping out.
It'll be all hands on deck. Jason, Rachel, Abby, and I, and of course everybody in the newsroom will be working hard to make sure that you stay ahead of the storm too.
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much, Jay. Well, meanwhile,